Hi guys, today we are going to learn about Ordinal Identifier. Before starting about it, let me revise the previous topics. UFT identifies the object in the hierarchical way. First level of identification is description properties, and second level is visual relational identifier, third level is smart identification, and fourth level is ordinal identifier. So the UFT tried to identify its object using the mandatory property, such as in a text, name, like that. Suppose the mandatory property is not sufficient to create or identify the unique description or object, then it will ask the help of assistive properties such as HTML ID or HTML tag. So, using the description properties, UFT tries to identify the object. From the flowchart, you can understand the each level of object identification. But practically, in most of the automation project, description property is more than enough to identify the object. Only in rare scenarios, we use the ordinal identifier. Now a question arises, why we should not use the visual relational identifier or smart identification before the ordinal identifier? Because the object position will be keep on changing. That is the reason we won't use the visual relational identifier. And for smart identification, it takes times to identify the object, so the overall execution time will be increasing. Now we will see the ordinal identifier. What is ordinal identifier? It assigns a numerical value to the test object which indicates its location or order relative to its group. It has three types. First one index, second one is location, and third one is creation time. So index nothing but indicates the order in which object appears in the application code. Here you can see a 6 text box which displays its index value. The index value always starts from 0. So the text box 1 index value is 0, the text box 4 index value is 1, the text box 2 index value is 2, and the text box 5 index value is 3, and so on. So we can come to a conclusion that the index value increment starts from left to right in the row wise, and it is mainly used for the web-based application. The next one is location. The location, the only difference between index and the location is the location increment starts from top to bottom, which you can see it here. The text box value 1 is 0, 2 is 1, 3 is 2, 4 is 3, and so on. So it is in the column wise, and it is mainly used for the window based application. And third one is creation time. It is nothing but the order in which the browser was opened relative to other open browser. The first opened browser in a system would have a creation time 0, and the second browser would have a value 1, and so on. The practical example where it will be used is, for example, you have a test case which needs to work with multiple browsers. At that time, this creation time will be very useful to differentiate between 2 or 3 opened browsers. Now we will see practically about ordinal identifier. Let me explain the ordinal identifier with an example. Let me open the IRCTC website first. I am going to spy a link, adding the PNR status link into the object repository, and I am opening one more IE and adding the same link. Now we will check the object repository. You can see the two hierarchy. The object has been added. If you see the first IE which we launched having a creation time as 0, and the second IE launched having the creation time 1. This is how we have to differentiate between multiple browsers. And this is the one of the important interview questions, how to handle the multiple browsers. We can handle multiple browser using the ordinal identifier with the help of creation time. Similarly, just imagine a scenario where you can able to find two login button. One is for the customers and one is for the guest users. So at that time, if you go and add the login button, the object repository automatically will assign the index value if it is the web-based application, or the location if it is the window-based application. Now I will show you how to modify the index value. You have to go and select this ordinal identifier, and click on this particular option. Now you can see the identifier types. It has location and index. Select the index and give the ordinal identifier value. Click on OK. This is how you have to assign the index value to your particular object. Similarly, choose the location and give the value. Click on OK. This is how we will give the location value to the objects for the window based application. Hope you got an idea about ordinal identifier. If you have any queries, please post your queries or ping me. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.